everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and today is the final episode of Layers of Fear, the main game anyway. We still have to do Inheritance. So in this episode we're going to be kind of wrapping things up. I did get the end of the game last night, but I'm going to do the selfish ending and the family ending. I don't know what they are, I just know that's the name of them, and I know how to do them, and I'll explain how you do them later on in the video. We're also going to be looking at a secret door in the game that I had no idea about, but then I saw some people talk about it online and I was intrigued. So we're going to go see what that's about first, and then we're going to do the selfish ending, and then finally we will be doing the family ending. And then I will give my final thoughts on the game at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, so this is the secret room. So right now it's chapter 1, room 6, so this literally took no time to get to, and all I was told that is there is a wall next to a moving chair that you can open. This is a moving chair, and I saw this. Okay, creepy dolls. Hello. Light. What if you don't want me to pull on your tongue, then why are you letting me? Oh, it won't let me. Now it won't. Oh wow, oh, okay. The gun, right, now I actually got this on my second playthrough when I was getting the selfish ending, because you can't get it on the first playthrough, and there's no speech or anything for it. An achievement, so I was really confused about it, and I wanted to know why, and no one seems to know why. Okay. Excuse me if that's wrong. Right. It's a model. Little cool. I'm pretty Yusuf, nitric acid. Wow. Okay, just a second. Okay, there's nothing else on the table. Okay, it's just you. Oh, sorry. God, why get this in? Nothing's different, right? Same as before. So this is weird. So at least the dolls aren't there anymore. That makes me feel a bit better. Okay, so that was the secret room. I thought there would be something a little bit more, to be honest, because it is so well hidden, but I think this is more story elements. I think these are more Easter eggs that allude to the story, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the story later. Okay, so right now we are doing the selfish ending, and I actually don't know what the cutscenes or anything are like for these endings. I just know the names of them and how to get them. So for this ending, what I had to do was collect all the whispered words. They were just like collectibles in the game. And I had to avoid any encounters with the wife. That means completely avoiding her. So hopefully I've done this right. I think I have. I'm fairly confident I have. Wait, yes, I've done it. That's different. That's me.
Yes, that's it. Now I see it. All this misery.
So the masterpiece was him?
All this suffering. There was no other way. And it was all worth it.
Oh, I'm gonna say that's the bad ending. Other one. But, I mean... Pictures of our wife. Oh, wow. What a self-centered jerk. I mean, we already knew this, but Jesus Christ. At least we get to see what the character looks like. What? Did he, like, redo the house then? Oh! This is a museum! Oh my god. That's insane. I'm gonna say that that is definitely, there's usually a true, a good, and a bad ending. I would say that's probably gonna be one of the worst. And the reason I say that's the worst is because I guess on the other ones we're gonna at least you know, there's going to be some sort of closure. Whereas that, I guess it was the best ending for him because he broke out the loop and he got what he wanted. But I mean, he deserve a happy ending. So for a player, I don't think it's the best ending. It was kind of funny, to be honest, and I'm glad that you don't get that in the first playthrough, because that would have really alienated me if that was what I got. I'm glad that it's almost like a little Easter egg that you have to do different things for, so that there's no way someone's going to get it just on their first playthrough. Because imagine playing the game, thinking it's a cool game, and then getting that, and that's like insane. Now we are doing the family ending. I'm really excited about this one, actually. Hopefully it works out like the last one did. But I'm excited. I really want to know what's going to happen. Okay. Yes, 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 I can see a baby.
Yes, that's it. My love, I am so sorry. No,
Wow.
it's a lie. It's always been a lie. It won't bring them back. I see it now. I know what must be done.
To be fair, he was having affairs all over the place anyway. So it's not like you can really complain now. Okay, so we're going up to that painting room. Everything's a bit darker than last time, actually, so this is a bit scary. Oh wow, okay. Setting fire to them, that makes sense. Let you get rid of all the bad memories. Oh wow, okay, yeah. Burns himself. That is strangely poetic. Wow. I definitely like that ending a lot more. Because that feels like the ending that was meant to be. You know, it's a more poetic story that way. You know, if you think about the other ending, it was like just summing up the story as a whole, summarizing it. In the other ending, it was like a man goes mad and then comes back to madness and becomes selfish again. Whereas this is like a full character arc. He becomes, you know, the man that he was supposed to be and the man his wife wanted him to be. And I actually never said it in the start, which I was supposed to. But what you're supposed to do to get this ending is always go towards your wife. Always go for the jump scares. Only pick up stuff that's related to your family. Don't interact with the paintings. All that sort of things. So it's like you're accepting for once what you've done. So that is the end of Layers of Fear. So I've really enjoyed this series. We still have Inheritance to do, which should be fun. And there is a Layers of Fear 2, so I might look into that, but it won't be right now because I have a lot of horror games on the channel. But this is probably one of my favourite horror games. The story was amazing, and that's something that Outlast and Alien Isolation lacked, in my opinion. The narrative was kind of, you know, whatever, let's just throw some jump scares and then it'll be fine. Whereas this, it was less about the jump scares, there were some. Less about the jump scares and more the story that made it gruesome and everything. And I think that's what really makes a good horror game, and I'm very excited for Inheritance. Now, as for my theory on the game, okay, so I'm going to start with the wife, because that one seems a bit easier to me. Now, there are two theories. The theory one is that she killed herself. Now, this is just from what I've looked up after playing the endings. Theory one is that she killed herself. The other theory is that he killed her. Now, the theory that he killed her is a little bit far-fetched in my opinion. It says that he left all the suicide notes, everything, to kind of convince himself that she killed herself. And that he set her bed on fire and actually was the one that gave her the wounds. in the first place. So the kind of timeline is he gave her the wounds in the first place because he went to kill her. Because apparently the affair happened. We all hear about this affair. That happened before she was burned, which is very interesting to me. So he set her on fire because he wasn't interested in her anymore. She had the burns and he kept after her due to just pure guilt. So that's interesting. And then, I mean, obviously, some people think he killed her. Now, that sounds a bit more interesting maybe, but I don't know. I think that's a bit far-fetched, to be honest. Because there is like there's not a suicide note as such. There are many things saying that she killed herself, like the knife in the bathroom and him coming in and screaming out no and everything like that. That's one thing that alludes to that. The second thing is that I actually found sort of like a suicide note. Now, while I was doing the second playthrough, there was actually a bit I missed in my playthrough on the channel, where you have to go and speak to a painting of your wife. And in the room where you speak to this painting, there is a note, and it's a note from the wife to the daughter, saying she's sorry it had to be this way, please forgive us, everything like that. And then it just ends with, like, you know, it's basically a suicide note, in all honesty. And then also, for the fire, in the very beginning of the game, you notice that there's a news article talking about a fire, because I noticed that when I was replaying it, and I remembered picking that up in the first playthrough I did. So I think that's where the fire was, and then, you know, I just think the other one's a bit far-fetched, so that's the theory for me. The child is where it gets a bit more confusing. Now, there are so many hints that the child died when we know the child isn't dead. So, for example, I mean, if the child was dead, I would say it would be drowned in the bath, because the bathroom is alluded to a lot, and there's dolls that pop up in the bathroom, specifically in the bath from the water, and the dolls are sort of a representation of his daughter. So that's what kind of confuses me, because it seems like they're trying to say that he drowned her in the bath. But we know that's not true because of two reasons. Number one, we find notes in the start of the game talking about him trying to get custody of his daughter, so she was obviously very well alive and out of his hands. Secondly, and most importantly, the DLC Inheritance I found out actually follows his daughter's story. I don't know anything else except for that it's the daughter's story, which makes sense with the name now. So we obviously know she didn't die. But it just seems a bit weird to me, all the dolls popping up and all this sort of symbolism showing that, you know, you'd think that she was dead or drowned or something. But maybe that's where she killed herself, the wife, because the bathroom is in the bathroom, and that is a common place where people kill themselves. As morbid as that is, that's just like a fact. So maybe she killed herself in the bath, I'm not really sure. But that is going to be the end of this series on the channel. Well, the main game at least. Inheritance might answer a few more questions, so that will be up on the channel very soon after this. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you did. So I will see you guys in the next one, so bye for now.